Vortex cylinder heads, we do an awful lot of work on Vortex cylinder heads, and there's kind of a new entry in the Vortec area. For the most part, you're probably very familiar with the Chevrolet Vortex cylinder head. That's the one that comes on the 602 crate engine, been out since the late 90s, the 062 and the 906. So what we do there is we use the brand new cylinder head from Chevrolet, same one that comes on the crate, and we do undercover porting to them for the most part, and machine them for screw-in studs. We use them on the crate motors and on open motors. Well, the Engine Quest has what they call a CH350C cylinder head, and it's a Vortec lookalike. It's pretty much the exact same intake and exhaust port as a standard Vortec head, which doesn't say a lot. From an airflow standpoint, it's as dysfunctional as the Chevrolet Mexican cylinder head. It only flows about 205 CFM on the intake side, about 140, 145 on the exhaust. From a mechanical standpoint, it's a very good cylinder head. It's several pounds heavier, a few pounds heavier rather than the Chevrolet head. It does come machined for screw-in studs. You have to machine the bosses down, put guide plates in, of course open up the push-out holes, which we do under CNC program. And we've got a couple really nice programs for it to do the undercover work. And when we do the undercover work to this particular head, it flows pretty much what the Chevrolet one does, right in the 230, 235 range, which is a huge improvement over where it is in stock form. On the exhaust side, it gets up to about 160, 165. So it's a very viable cylinder head if you are allowed to run it. Of course, on the outside, it does look a little bit different. It looks kind of like a 906 head, but the good news is we have a disguise package where we can machine the end of the cylinder head to make it look more like the Chevrolet 906. The exhaust side looks identical. It only has the one intake manifold bolt pattern, which is the two holes in each corner on an angle, and it only has the center bolt valve cover. So aesthetically, it looks very similar to the Chevrolet one. But if you're racing an application where you are allowed to run the aftermarket head, an aftermarket Vortec head, or we can disguise it, this is definitely an option. We have other porting programs for this also. We can go to 20216 and take this intake port, which in stock form is about 167 cc's. We can get up to about 185 cc's. So it works real well for some performance street applications, boat applications, truck pull, and also. So definitely a cylinder head that you're going to want to consider if you are interested in running the Vortec cylinder heads.